Jake Miller stared at the screen in front of him and could not believe what he was seeing. The signal came from deep space, and it was not from any human ship or station. He was the commander of Liberty 7, an orbital defense station that watched for threats coming toward Earth. His job was usually boring, but today everything changed. Lisa Wong sat at her desk nearby and worked on the alien message. She was the best communications officer on the station. Her fingers moved fast across her keyboard as she tried to make sense of the strange sounds and patterns. Ben Carter stood behind her and watched the data flow across his screen. He was their tactical analyst, and his job was to figure out if this was dangerous. The message played again, and Jake felt cold fear in his stomach. Even though they could not understand the words yet, the tone was clear. This was a warning. The aliens were telling someone to stay away from Earth. But why would they do that? Earth was just one small planet with humans who had never even left their own solar system, except for a few trips to the moon, and Mars. Lisa looked up from her work with wide eyes. She had been working on alien languages as a hobby for years, never thinking she would actually need the skill. Now she was the most important person on the station. Commander Miller, I think I got some of it, she said with a shaky voice. They are calling Earth something that translates to Death World, or Killer Planet. They are warning other ships to stay away from our solar system. Ben pulled up a star map on his screen and pointed to several areas marked in red. Sir, look. At this, the signal is being broadcast to multiple star systems. This is not just one ship talking to another ship. This is like a galaxy-wide emergency broadcast. Jake felt his hands shake as he reached for the communication device to call his boss. Admiral Kate Ross needed to know about this right away. She was in charge of all Earth's space defenses, and she was the smartest person he knew. If anyone could figure out what to do, it was her. The call connected, and Admiral Ross appeared on his screen. Her gray hair was pulled back tight, and her eyes were serious as always. She had been a pilot, then a commander, and now she ran the whole defense network. Jake had worked under her for 10 years and had never seen her look worried before. Today, she looked worried. Admiral, we have a situation, Jake said. We are receiving alien transmissions, and they are not friendly. They are warning other aliens to stay away from Earth. They think we are dangerous. Admiral Ross was quiet for a long moment. She looked at something on her own screen that Jake could not see. Finally, she spoke. Jake, I am sending Dr. Sam Torres to your station. He will be there in 2 hours. Do not let anyone else hear these transmissions yet. We need to understand what we are dealing with before we tell the world that aliens exist and they are afraid of us. The connection ended, and Jake looked around at his small team. Lisa and Ben were the only other people who knew about the alien message. He had to make sure they kept it secret until they knew more. Dr. Sam Torres arrived exactly 2 hours later. He was a thin man with messy brown hair and thick glasses. He studied alien life as a hobby because most scientists thought it was a waste of time. Now his hobby might be the most important job in the world. Show me everything, Dr. Torres said as soon as he walked into the command center. Lisa played the alien message again and showed him all the work she had done to translate it. Dr. Torres listened carefully and made notes on a tablet. His face got more and more serious as he understood what the aliens were saying. This is incredible, he said finally. They have been watching us for a long time, maybe decades. They think humans are the most dangerous predators in the galaxy. Look at this part of the message. He pointed to a section of Lisa's translation. They are calling us the Death Walkers and the Pack Hunters who never stop. They think we are monsters. Ben pulled up more data on his screen. Dr. Torres, there is something else. We are picking up movement in the outer solar system. Something big is coming toward us. Jake felt his heart race. If the aliens thought humans were so dangerous, why was one of their ships coming to Earth? Maybe they were coming to attack before humans could become a threat to the galaxy. The next few hours passed slowly. The alien ship got closer and closer to Earth. It was huge, much bigger than anything humans had ever built. But it was not moving like a ship that wanted to fight. It was moving carefully and slowly, like it was afraid. Dr. Torres worked with Lisa to understand more of the alien language. What they learned made no sense. The aliens had been watching human television broadcasts, news reports, and military exercises. But they had misunderstood everything they saw. They think our sports are gladiator fights to the death, Lisa said with amazement. They watched a football game and thought the players were warriors fighting for survival. They do not understand that it is just a game. And look at this, Dr. Torres added. They watched movies about human soldiers and thought they were documentary films showing how we really fight. They think every human is a trained killer. Ben brought up images from the alien ship on his screen. The ship has stopped just outside Mars orbit. They are sending us a new message. The new message was different from the first one. This time the aliens were talking directly to humans. Dr. Torres and Lisa worked together to translate it as fast as they could. They want to talk, Lisa said with surprise. They are asking for permission to approach Earth. They say they come in peace and they want to negotiate. Jake could not believe what he was hearing. The aliens who thought humans were the most dangerous species in the galaxy wanted to negotiate. What could they possibly want to negotiate about? Admiral Ross arrived at the station 4 hours later with a team of experts. She brought linguists, diplomats, and military advisors. Everyone was trying to understand why aliens who were afraid of humans would want to make contact. "Sir," Ben said as he monitored the alien ship, "they are powering down their weapons. All of them. They are making themselves completely defenseless." Dr. Torres looked up from his work with wide eyes. "I think I understand what is happening. They are not here to fight us. They are here to surrender." "Surrender?" Jake asked. "Why would they surrender to us?" "Because they think we are so powerful and dangerous that we will eventually leave Earth and conquer the galaxy. They want to make peace with us before we develop faster-than-light travel and become unstoppable." The room was quiet as everyone tried to understand what this meant. Humans had always dreamed of meeting aliens from other worlds, but no one had ever imagined that the aliens would be afraid of them. Admiral Ross looked at the alien ship on the screen and made a decision that would change human history forever. "Open a channel to the alien ship," she said. "Let us see what they want to negotiate." The screen flickered and then showed the inside of the alien ship. The creatures looking back at them were nothing like humans had imagined. They were tall and thin with large eyes and pale skin. They looked fragile and scared. The lead alien spoke in their strange language, and Lisa translated as fast as she could. "Welcome, human deathwalkers. We come to offer tribute and beg for mercy. Please do not destroy our worlds when you join the galaxy." The alien captain stood in front of his crew and tried not to shake with fear. His name was Veltar, and he had been chosen for this mission because he was brave. But looking at the human faces on his screen made him feel like a small animal facing a pack of wolves. The humans did not even look angry, which made them more terrifying. Everyone knew that the most dangerous predators stayed calm before they attacked. On Liberty 7, Admiral Ross watched the alien captain and felt confused. Dr. Torres and Lisa Wong worked together to translate everything the alien said. Amy Chun had just arrived at the station, and she was the best linguist that Earth had. She spoke 12 human languages and understood how languages worked better than anyone else. "Admiral," Amy said as she listened to the alien transmission, "they are using very formal language. This is like how humans might talk to a king or emperor. They are showing us extreme respect. The alien captain, Veltar, began to speak again. His voice was high and musical, but Lisa could hear the fear in it even before she translated the words. Great human pack leaders, Veltar said through the translation. We have watched your species for 50 of your years. We know of your terrible power and your hunger for conquest. We offer you tribute so that you will spare our worlds when you leave your hunting ground. Dr. Torres looked at Admiral Ross with confusion. Hunting ground? I think they mean Earth. They think our planet is like a training area where we practice being killers. Amy Chun studied the alien language patterns on her computer. She had been working with alien languages for only a few hours, but she was already seeing things that Lisa had missed. Admiral, there is something strange about how they talk, Amy said. Every word they use to describe humans is related to hunting or fighting. They do not have words for peace or cooperation in their language. When they talk about us, Lieutenant Colonel Ryan Hayes arrived at the station with a small team of diplomats and soldiers. He was a career military officer, but he had also studied international relations. His job was to make first contact with the aliens and try to understand what they wanted. Ryan looked at the aliens on the screen and felt sorry for them. They looked so scared that he wanted to tell them everything would be okay. But Dr. Torres had warned him that smiling or making sudden movements might make the aliens think he was showing aggression. Let me talk to them, Ryan said to Admiral Ross. I have experience with hostile negotiations. These are not hostile negotiations, Dr. Torres said quickly. They think they are surrendering to us. If we say the wrong thing, they might panic and run away. Or worse, they might decide to attack us because they think we are going to attack them anyway. Ryan nodded and sat down in front of the communication screen. He tried to look calm and peaceful. The alien captain, Veltar, saw him and stepped backward. Ryan noticed that all the aliens on their ship moved away from the screen when they saw him. Greetings, Ryan said slowly. I am Ryan Hayes. I speak for the humans of Earth. We want to understand why you are here. Amy translated his words into the alien language and spoke them through the communication system. On the alien ship, Veltar listened and then spoke with his crew in fast, worried voices. Human war leader Hayes, Veltar finally said, we come to offer you the wealth of our worlds. We have technology and resources that your pack might find useful. In return, we ask only that you allow our species to survive when you begin your conquest of the galaxy. Ryan felt his heart sink. The aliens really thought that humans were going to invade and conquer other worlds. He looked at Dr. Torres and Amy Chun for help. Ask them why they think we want to conquer anyone, Ryan said. Amy translated the question and waited for an answer. Veltar looked confused, like the question did not make sense. All species expand when they grow strong, Veltar sighed. Your species is the strongest we have ever observed. You fight for pleasure. You compete with each other to become better killers. You create weapons even when you are not at war. Your entertainment shows battles and violence. Your young ones play games of conquest and war. How could you not want to rule the galaxy? Dr. Torres realized what had happened. They have been watching our movies and television shows. They think science fiction films are documentaries about what humans want to do. They have seen our sports and think they are training for war. Amy Chun studied more of the alien language and made a discovery that changed everything. Admiral, she said with excitement, I figured out why they are so afraid of us. Their language has different words for different types of fear. The word they use when they talk about humans is the same word they use for apex predators. They are not just afraid of us as enemies. They are afraid of us the way mice are afraid of cats. On Earth, President Nicole Davis sat in the White House Situation Room with her science advisor, Dr. Frank Lee. They had been told about the alien contact just 2 hours ago, and they were still trying to understand what it meant for humanity. Dr. Lee, President Davis said, explain to me again why these advanced aliens are afraid of humans who have never even been to another star. Dr. Lee looked at his notes and shook his head. Madam President, from what we are learning, most alien species evolved as prey animals. They developed intelligence to hide from predators, not to become predators themselves. Humans evolved differently. We were hunters who used tools and teamwork to catch animals bigger and stronger than us. So they think we are still hunters? They think we are the ultimate hunters. They have watched us play sports where we tackle each other and fight for a ball. They have seen our movies where humans fight aliens and monsters and always win. They have watched our military training where soldiers learn to fight in teams. To them, all of this looks like a species that lives for war. Back on Liberty 7, Ryan Hayes continued to talk with the alien captain. He was learning more about how the aliens saw humans, and it was both amazing and terrifying. Captain Viltar, Ryan said, humans do not want to hurt other species. We want to be friends with aliens. We want to learn from you and share knowledge. Viltar looked at his crew, and they had a long discussion in their own language. Finally, he turned back to the screen. Human War Leader Hayes, your words confuse us. We have seen your species documentation. Humans say things like, I am going to kill some time, and I am having a blast, and I am dying to see that movie. You use words about death and violence in normal speech. You smile by showing your teeth like predators do. You look directly into the eyes of others, which is how hunters choose their prey. Amy Chun started laughing, despite the serious situation. Admiral, they have been listening to human expressions and taking them literally. When we say, I am dying to see that movie, they think we actually want to die. Dr. Torres pulled up files on his computer that showed what the aliens had been watching. Look at this. They recorded a football game and labeled it as Human Gladiator Combat Training. They watched a movie about World War II and marked it as historical documentation of human pack hunting behavior. They have completely misunderstood everything about us. Ryan looked at the alien captain and felt sad. These beings had been living in fear of humans for 50 years because they did not understand human culture. Captain Veltar, Ryan said gently, I want to show you something about humans that you have not seen. He stood up slowly and walked to a window that showed Earth below. The planet looked beautiful with its blue oceans and white clouds. Do you see our world? Ryan asked. We have not covered it with weapons or military bases. Most of our planet is peaceful. Our cities are full of families and children and people who just want to live happy lives. Veltar looked at the image of Earth and seemed surprised. But, Human War Leader Hayes, where are your fortresses? Where are your weapons factories? How do you protect your territory from other human packs? Ryan realized that the aliens did not understand that all humans were one species working together. They thought Earth was full of different human tribes fighting each other for control. Captain Veltar, Ryan said with a smile, then quickly stopped smiling when he saw the aliens step back in fear. All humans are one people. We are not different tribes. We work together. The alien captain looked shocked. An entire planet of apex predators working together was the most terrifying thing he could imagine. This makes you even more dangerous, Veltar whispered. Captain Maria Santos walked onto the bridge of the Earth defense ship Endeavour and felt the weight of history on her shoulders. She was about to become the first human to visit an alien ship, and she knew that everything she did would be remembered forever. Her crew was small, but they were the best Earth had to offer. Tony Kim sat at the engineering station and checked all the ship's systems one more time. He had been building and fixing machines since he was a child, and there was nothing mechanical that he could not understand. Dr. Claire Wood reviewed her medical supplies and hoped she would not need them. She was a doctor who had volunteered for this mission because she wanted to help build peace between humans and aliens. Alex Turner stood near the weapons controls, but his guns were powered down. He was a former Marine who understood that sometimes the best way to win a fight was to avoid having one. The Endeavor approached the alien ship slowly. Maria could see that the alien vessel was beautiful in a way that human ships were not. It looked like it had been grown rather than built, with smooth curves and flowing lines. But she could also see that it had very few weapons compared to its size. The aliens had built a ship for exploration, not for war. "Captain Santos," came the voice of Admiral Ross from Liberty 7, "the aliens are ready to receive you. Remember that they are terrified of us. Try to move slowly and do not make any sudden gestures." Maria nodded to her crew and opened a channel to the alien ship. Captain Veltar appeared on her screen, and she could see that he was trying very hard to look brave. "Captain Veltar," Maria said in a calm voice, "we request permission to come aboard your ship. We want to show you that humans are not the monsters you think we are." Veltar spoke with his crew for several minutes before answering. "Human War Leader Santos, you may bring a small pack to our vessel, but please do not bring weapons. We do not wish to provoke you into combat." Maria looked at her crew and made a decision that surprised everyone. "Tony, Claire, Alex, you are coming with me. But Alex, leave all your weapons here. We are going to show them that humans can be trusted." Alex looked uncomfortable. "Captain, my job is to protect you. How can I do that without weapons?" "By showing them that we do not need weapons to be strong," Maria replied. The small human team took a shuttle to the alien ship. As they approached the docking bay, they could see dozens of aliens watching them through windows. The aliens looked nervous and kept pointing at the humans and talking to each other in excited voices. When the shuttle docked, the humans stepped out and got their first close look at the aliens. Veltar and his crew were even more fragile-looking in person. They were tall and thin, with large eyes and pale skin that looked almost transparent. Their hands had long fingers that looked like they were made for delicate work, not fighting. "Welcome to our vessel, human pack leaders," Veltar said through a translation device. "Please forgive us if we seem afraid. We have never been this close to your species before." Tony Kim looked around the alien ship with wonder. Everything was made from materials he had never seen before, and the technology was far beyond anything humans had developed. But he also noticed that many systems were not working properly. "Captain Veltar," Tony said, "some of your equipment seems to be malfunctioning. Would you like me to take a look at it?" Veltar and his crew stepped backward when Tony approached. A broken control panel. They watched in amazement and terror as Tony pulled out simple tools from his pocket and began to examine the alien technology. "How does he understand our system so quickly?" one of the alien crew members whispered to another. Tony worked for only a few minutes before he found the problem. A connection had come loose, and all he had to do was reconnect it. The control panel immediately started working again. The aliens stared at Tony with wide eyes. To them, he had just proved that humans could turn any technology into a weapon by understanding how it. WORKED Dr. Claire Wood noticed that one of the alien crew members was holding his arm like he was in pain. She approached him slowly and spoke in a gentle voice. "Are you injured?" she asked. "I am a healer. I can help you if you want." The injured alien looked at Captain Veltar for permission. Veltar nodded, though he looked worried about what the human healer might do. Claire examined the alien's arm carefully. She could see that it was broken but it had been set incorrectly and was healing wrong. She pulled out her medical scanner and showed the alien what she was doing. "This will not hurt," she said as she scanned his arm. "I just want to see how badly you are injured." The alien watched in fascination as the human device showed the inside of his arm on a small screen. Claire studied the scan and then looked through her medical supplies. "I can fix this," she said, "but I will need to re-break your arm and set it correctly. It will hurt for a moment, but then it will heal properly." The alien looked afraid, but he nodded. Claire worked quickly and gently, using human medical techniques to fix the alien's broken bone. When she was finished, she wrapped his arm in a healing bandage that would help the bone grow back stronger. The alien crew watched this entire process with amazement. They had expected the human healer to study their biology to find weaknesses. Instead, she had helped their crew member without asking for anything in return. Alex Turner noticed that the aliens kept looking at him with special fear. He realized that they could tell he was a soldier, even though he was not carrying weapons. He decided to try something that might help them understand humans better. "Captain Veltar," Alex said, "I know you are afraid of me because I am a warrior. But let me tell you why I became a soldier." Alex sat down on the floor so that he would be at the same level as the aliens. This made him seem less threatening. "When I was young, my town was hit by a terrible storm," Alex said. "Many people were trapped in collapsed buildings. I joined the military because I wanted to learn how to save people in dangerous situations. I learned to fight not because I enjoy violence, but because sometimes fighting is the only way to protect innocent people." Veltar listened to this explanation with confusion. "But human warrior Turner, why would you risk your life for others? That behavior makes no sense for a predator." "Because other people are not prey to me," Alex said simply. "They are my family, my tribe. When someone in my family is in danger, I will do anything to protect them, even if it means I might die." The aliens talked among themselves in quick, excited voices. This concept was completely foreign to them. In their evolution, individual survival was the most important thing. The idea that someone would risk death to save others was impossible for them to understand. Dr. Claire Wood had been listening to the aliens talk, and she was starting to understand something important about their biology. "Captain Santos," she said quietly, "I think I know why they are so afraid of us. Look at their bodies. They are built for speed and hiding, not for fighting. Their eyes are positioned to watch for predators. Their hands are made for delicate work, not for using weapons. They evolved to survive by running away and hiding." Maria Santos looked at the alien crew and felt sad for them. These beings had spent their entire evolution being afraid of predators, and now they thought humans were the ultimate predator. "Captain Veltar," Maria said, "humans are not predators in the way you think. Yes, we evolved as hunters, but we also evolved to take care of each other. We protect our weak and sick. We share our food. We teach our children. We create art and music and stories." "But human pack leader Santos," Veltar said, "we have seen your entertainment programs. They show humans fighting and competing and trying to defeat each other." Tony Kim had an idea. He pulled out a small device from his pocket and projected images from Earth onto the wall of the alien ship. "Look at this," Tony said. The images showed human families having dinner together, children playing in parks, and people helping each other during disasters. "And this," Tony continued. The next images showed human art, music concerts, and scientific laboratories where humans work together to solve problems. "And this," Tony said finally. The last images showed human hospitals, schools, and rescue. Workers saving people from danger. The aliens stared at these images in confusion. This was not the violent, predatory species they had been expecting. "We fight," Maria said, "but we fight to protect these things. We compete in sports because it makes us stronger and healthier. We create weapons because sometimes there are dangers we need to defend against. But most of the time, most humans just want to live in peace and take care of their families. Captain Veltar looked at his crew and then back at the humans. For the first time since they had arrived at Earth, he seemed less afraid. "Human pack leader Santos," he said slowly, "if your species truly values peace, then why do you train your warriors? Why do you make weapons if you do not plan to use them?" Alex Turner stood up and looked directly at the alien captain. "Because, Captain Veltar, there are things in this universe worth fighting for. And if someone threatens the people I care about, I want to be ready to protect them." The aliens were quiet for a long moment. Finally, Veltar spoke. "This is the most terrifying thing you have said yet, human warrior Turner. You are telling us that your entire species will fight to the death to protect each other." The space around Earth suddenly filled with new ships, and these ships were not friendly like Captain Veltar's vessel. General Krickstar of the Hegemony Alliance stood on the bridge of his battleship and looked at the blue planet below with disgust. He had come to solve the human problem once and for all. Commander Jake Miller watched the new alien fleet approach from Liberty 7 and felt his heart race. There were dozens of ships, and they were all armed for war. Unlike Veltar's exploration vessel, these ships were built to destroy planets. "Admiral Ross," Jake said into his communication device, "we have a problem. A new alien fleet just arrived, and they do not look like they want to talk." Admiral Ross appeared on his screen, and she looked grim. "Jake, get all our ships ready for battle. I do not think these new aliens are here to negotiate." On the alien ship, Captain Veltar received a message from General Krickstar, and his face went pale with fear. He turned to Captain Maria Santos and the human team. "Human pack leader Santos," Veltar said with a shaking voice, "you must return to your ship immediately. General Krickstar has come to destroy your species before you can spread across the galaxy. He believes that letting humans develop space travel would doom all other species." Maria looked at her crew and made a quick decision. "Tony, Claire, Alex, get back to the shuttle now. We need to warn Earth about what is coming." As the humans prepared to leave, Veltar made a choice that surprised everyone. "Human pack leader Santos, I will help you fight General Krickstar. My species has been wrong about yours. You are not monsters. You are protectors." The human shuttle raced back to the Endeavor while alien battleships moved into attack positions around Earth. Captain Emma Miller, Jake's daughter, sat in the cockpit of her fighter ship and waited for orders. She was one of Earth's best pilots, and she had trained her whole life for a moment like this, though she had never expected to be fighting aliens. "Gold Squadron, this is Control," came the voice of her father from Liberty 7. "You are cleared to engage the alien fleet. Protect Earth at all costs." Emma looked at her squadron of 12 fighter ships and felt proud. These were the best pilots humanity had ever produced. They flew together like a pack of wolves, each one knowing exactly what the others would do. "Gold Squadron, this is Gold Leader," Emma said into her radio. "Stay close and watch each other's backs. We do not know what these aliens can do." The space battle began when General Krickstar's ships opened fire on Earth's orbital stations. Jake Miller watched from Liberty 7 as alien energy weapons hit the station's shields. "All stations return fire," Jake ordered. "Show these aliens that humans do not give up without a fight." Emma's fighter squadron dove into the battle like eagles attacking prey. The alien ships were larger and had more powerful weapons, but the human pilots flew in ways that the aliens had never seen before. Danny Brooks, flying as Gold 3, saw an alien ship targeting one of Earth's medical stations. Without hesitation, he flew his small fighter directly at the massive alien battleship. Gold Leader, "This is Gold 3, Danny said over the radio. "I am going to ram that ship before it can destroy the medical station." "Negative, Gold 3, Emma replied. "There has to be another way." But Danny had already made his choice. He flew his fighter into the alien ship's weapon systems and destroyed them. But his own ship was also destroyed in the explosion. The aliens watched this happen and could not believe what they had seen. No species they knew would sacrifice one life to save others. It went against every survival instinct in the galaxy. General Krickstar spoke to his fleet commanders in confusion. Why did that human destroy himself to save others? It makes no tactical sense. On the ground, Dr. Lisa Park worked at NASA's Deep Space Monitoring Station and watched the battle through powerful telescopes. She was recording everything that happened because she knew this would be the most important day in human history. "The aliens are fighting like they learned warfare from books," she said to her assistant. "They follow predictable patterns, and they do not adapt when we do something unexpected." Lisa was right. The alien military had developed over millions of years of fighting prey species that ran away when attacked. They had never faced a species that fought back with creativity and teamwork. Emma Miller led her remaining fighters in an attack pattern that no alien had ever seen. Instead of flying in straight lines like the aliens expected, the human pilots flew in spirals and loops, making it impossible for the alien guns to track them. "Gold Squadron, form up on me," Emma ordered. "We are going to protect Captain Veltar. Ship, he is trying to help us." Captain Veltar's exploration ship was caught between the human and alien fleets and taking damage from both sides. General Krickstar was firing at him for helping the humans, and some human weapons were hitting his ship by accident. Emma saw that. Veltar's ship was in trouble and made a decision that changed everything. She ordered her squadron to form a protective circle around the alien ship, using their own fighters as shields to protect their former enemy. "Gold Leader, what are you doing?" came Jake Miller's voice over the radio. "That is an alien ship." "Dad, this alien is trying to help us," Emma replied. "If we protect him, maybe other aliens will see that humans can be trusted." The battle continued for 3 hours. Human ships were outnumbered 10-1, but they fought with a desperation and creativity that amazed the aliens. Every time an alien commander thought he understood human tactics, the humans would do something completely unexpected. Alex Turner, still aboard Captain Veltar's ship, helped the alien crew repair their damaged systems. He worked alongside aliens who had been afraid of him just hours before, and now they were depending on him to keep their ship alive. "Human warrior Turner," said one of the alien engineers, "why are you helping us? We are not your species." Alex looked up from the control panel he was fixing and smiled. "Because you are trying to do the right thing. That makes you part of my tribe now." The alien engineer did not understand what Alex meant, but he could hear the sincerity in the human's voice. The turning point in the battle came when Emma Miller saw a damaged alien ship drifting helplessly through space. The ship belonged to General Krickstar's fleet, and it was full of aliens who had been trying to destroy Earth just minutes before. "Gold Squadron, there are survivors on that alien ship," Emma said over the radio. "They will die if we do not help them." "Gold Leader," replied one of her pilots. "Those aliens were shooting at us. Why should we help them?" Emma thought about her answer for a moment. "Because that is what makes us human. We help people who need help, even if they are our enemies." Emma flew her fighter close to the damaged alien ship and used her ship's emergency systems to give them power and air. She risked her own life to save aliens who had been trying to kill her. General Krickstar watched this happen from his command ship and felt something he had never experienced before. He had spent his entire military career fighting species that would do anything to survive. He had never seen warriors who would risk their own lives to save their enemies. Communications officer, General Crickstar said slowly. Open a channel to the human fleet. The channel opened, and General Crickstar found himself looking at Admiral Ross on Liberty 7. Human war leader, General Crickstar said, I wish to speak with you about ending this battle. Admiral Ross looked at the alien general with surprise. Are you surrendering? No, General Crickstar replied. I am trying to understand why your warriors saved my crew when they could have let them die. Admiral. Ross thought about her answer carefully. General, we saved your people because it was the right thing to do. We do not like killing, even when we have to fight. General Crickstar was quiet for a long moment. Everything he thought he knew about humans was wrong. These were not mindless predators who killed for pleasure. They were warriors who fought to protect others and who showed mercy to their enemies. Human war leader Ross, General Crickstar said finally, I have made a terrible mistake. My species has been wrong about yours. We thought you were monsters, but you are something much more dangerous. What do you mean? Admiral Ross asked. You are heroes, General Crickstar replied. And heroes are the most dangerous thing in the galaxy because they inspire others to be brave. The space battle ended not with victory or defeat, but with understanding. General Crickstar ordered his fleet to stop fighting, and Captain Veltar's ship became a meeting place where humans and aliens could talk without fear. Emma Miller landed, her fighter in the docking bay of her father's station, and felt exhausted. She had lost 3 pilots in the battle, including Danny Brooks, who had sacrificed himself to save others. But she had also learned something important about what it meant to be human. Dad, she said when she saw Jake Miller waiting for her. Danny died saving people he had never met. He did not even know their names, but he gave his life for them anyway. Jake hugged his daughter and felt proud of what humanity had accomplished. Emma, that is what makes us who we are. We fight not because we love war, but because we love peace. And sometimes the only way to protect peace is to be willing to fight for it. Dr. Claire Wood worked in the medical bay, treating wounded humans and aliens side by side. She had learned that alien biology was different from human biology, but pain and fear were the same in every species. 6 months had passed since first contact, and Earth looked like a completely different world. Ships from dozens of alien species filled the sky above major cities, and humans walked alongside beings from distant stars. President Nicole Davis stood in the Rose Garden of the White House and welcomed another group of alien ambassadors to Earth. Welcome to our world, President Davis said to the delegation from the Sicilian Republic. We hope that your stay here will help our species understand each other better. The Sicilian ambassador, a tall being with blue skin and 4 arms, bowed respectfully. President Davis, we have heard stories about human courage and kindness from across the galaxy. We came to see if the stories were true. Dr. Sam Torres and Amy Chun had become the most famous scientists on Earth. Their work in interspecies psychology had helped dozens of alien races overcome their fear of humans. They now ran the Galactic Communication Institute from a building in Washington, D.C. that had been built with both human and alien technology. Dr. Torres, Amy said as she reviewed their latest research, look at these results. We have now studied 43 different alien species, and they all have the same reaction to humans. They start out terrified, then become curious, and finally they want to learn from us. Dr. Torres nodded as he looked at the data. Amy, I think we have discovered something important about evolution. Most alien species developed intelligence to hide from danger. Humans developed intelligence to face danger and overcome it. That makes us unique in the galaxy. Captain Maria Santos now commanded the Starship Explorer, the first vessel designed jointly by humans and aliens. Her crew included beings from 7 different worlds, and they were preparing for humanity's first Journey to Another Solar System. Tony Kim had been promoted to chief engineer, and he worked with alien technicians who had once been afraid to be in the same room with him. Now they competed to see who could solve engineering problems faster. Engineer Kim, said Zethra, a reptilian alien from the Sigma Draconis system, I still do not understand how you can fix machines you have never seen before. Tony laughed and showed Zethra his latest project. Zethra, my friend, the secret is not knowing how every machine works. The secret is understanding that all machines are built to solve problems. Once you understand the problem, you can figure out the solution. Dr. Claire Wood had established the first interspecies medical center on Earth. She worked with alien doctors to learn how to treat diseases and injuries in dozens of different species. Her biggest discovery was that most alien species had never developed surgery because they were too afraid of causing pain. Dr. Wood, said her alien assistant, a gentle being called Mirasan, how do you stay calm when you cut into a patient's body? Does it not trigger your predator instincts? Claire smiled as she prepared for another surgery. Mirasan, healing. Someone is not about being a predator. It is about being willing to hurt someone a little bit now, so they will not hurt a lot later. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do is cause temporary pain to prevent permanent suffering. Admiral Jake Miller had been promoted to head of the new Galactic Defense Force. His job was to coordinate military forces from multiple species to protect all inhabited worlds from external threats. His daughter Emma had become his second in command and the best pilot in the combined fleet. Bad, Emma said as they reviewed tactical reports. We are getting reports of something called the Devourers approaching the galaxy. The aliens seem really scared of them. Jake looked at the intelligence reports and felt a chill run down his spine. The Devourers were described as machines that consumed entire worlds to fuel their expansion across the universe. Every alien species had stories about them, but no one had ever successfully fought them off. Emma, Jake said grimly, it looks like humanity is about to face its first real test as protectors of the galaxy. The news of the Devourer threat spread quickly through the galactic community. Captain Veltar, now serving as Earth's ambassador to the Zephyrian Collective, called an emergency meeting of all species representatives. Friends, Veltar said to the assembled delegates, the Devourers return after 10,000 years of silence. Every species in the galaxy remembers the stories of worlds consumed and civilizations destroyed. But this time, we are not alone. This time, we have humans to help us fight. General Krix Tar, who had become one of humanity's strongest supporters, stood up to address the assembly. Representatives, I have studied human military tactics for 6 months. I believe that humans may possess the key to defeating the Devourers, but they cannot do it alone. We must all work together. The first Devourer scout ships arrived at the edge of the galaxy 2 weeks later. They were massive machines the size of small moons, covered in weapons and mining equipment designed to strip planets down to their cores. Admiral Jake Miller coordinated the defense from the command ship Unity, a vessel built with technology from every species in the galaxy. His fleet included human ships flying alongside alien vessels in the largest military force ever assembled. All ships, this is Admiral Miller, Jake said over the fleet communication system. The Devourers have destroyed civilizations for millions of years. Today, we show them that the galaxy has changed. Today, we fight back. Captain Emma Miller led the first wave of fighters against the Devourer scouts. Her squadron included pilots from 12 different species, all trained in human combat tactics that emphasized creativity and teamwork over rigid formations. Phoenix Squadron, this is Phoenix Leader, Emma said to her mixed species team. Remember what we learned in training. The Devourers are machines. They follow programs. But we can think and adapt. Use that advantage. The space battle that followed was unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. For the first time in galactic history, prey species fought alongside apex predators in a coordinated assault against a common enemy. Lieutenant Ryan Park, a young human pilot flying alongside an alien named Kesara, watched as his wingman's ship was damaged by Devourer weapons. "Phoenix Leader, this is Phoenix 7, Ryan said over the radio. "Kesara's ship is hit. I am going to cover his retreat." "Negative, Phoenix 7, Emma replied. "That Devourer ship is too big. You cannot take it alone." But Ryan had already made his decision. He flew his fighter directly at the massive machine, drawing its fire away from his injured alien wingman. Just as it looked like he would be destroyed, 3 more fighters appeared beside him. Kesara had refused to retreat and had brought 2 other alien pilots to help. "Human friend Ryan," Kesara said over the radio, "Zephyrians do not abandon pack members." Working together, the mixed squadron of human and alien fighters destroyed the Devourer scout ship. It was the first time in galactic history that machines designed to consume worlds had been defeated in battle. The victory against the scouts was just the beginning. The main Devourer fleet arrived a month later with hundreds of world-killer machines. The final battle took place in the outer rim of the galaxy, far from any inhabited worlds. Admiral Jake Miller commanded the largest fleet in galactic history. Ships from 47 different species fought side by side, using tactics that combined human creativity with alien technology. "All ships, execute Plan Omega," Jake ordered. Plan Omega was a strategy that only humans could have developed. Instead of meeting the Devourers in traditional battle formations, the galactic fleet split into small groups that attacked from unexpected angles and retreated before the machines could respond. Captain Maria Santos led a strike team deep into the heart of the Devourer fleet. Her ship Explorer carried a weapon designed by Tony Kim and alien engineers working together. It was a virus that would reprogram the Devourer machines to shut themselves down. "Maria," Tony said from the engineering deck, "you need to get within 1,000 meters of their command ship to upload the virus." "That is going to be dangerous." "Tony," Maria replied with a smile, "when has humanity ever chosen the safe option?" The Explorer fought its way through waves of Devourer defenders, while ships from across the galaxy provided cover. Alien species that had spent millions of years running from predators now flew directly into the most dangerous battle in galactic history. Dr. Claire Wood worked in the medical bay, treating wounded from both human and alien crews. She had learned to perform surgery on dozens of different species, often while the ship was under attack. "Doctor," said her alien assistant Mirison, "I understand now why humans are so dangerous. You do not fear death because you have something more important than life. What is that?" Claire asked as she worked on an injured pilot. "Hope," Mirison replied. "You believe that tomorrow can be better than today, so you are willing to risk everything to make it happen." A final assault on the Devourer command ship was led by Emma Miller and a squadron of the best pilots from every species. They flew through defensive fire that destroyed half their ships, but they kept going because they knew the future of the galaxy depended on their success. "Phoenix Squadron, we are almost there," Emma said as her fighter shook from enemy fire. "Stay close and watch each other's backs." Captain Santos guided the Explorer through the last line of Devourer defenses and reached the upload point. Tony Kim activated the virus and watched as it spread through the enemy fleet.